I swear I hit unmute on that darn thing. Yeah, it did glitch up, which is why I played it a second time. I had to rewatch the part of the stream just so I can see it actually play correctly. There it goes. Yeah, okay. I don't know why that sometimes it'll not play and sometimes it will play. I don't know. But anyway, so we're going to play some Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. Like Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney is the name of the original game, but the other ones are like Trials and Tribulations, that kind of stuff. So we're going to be playing the first game, which we'll probably be able to get through the first two cases in this stream. Because like you can get done with the first case in like an hour or less, and the second case is usually about 2 hours or so. And then probably can get through the third case in one stream, and the fourth case might be split between two, because the fourth case is usually really like ridiculously long. It could be anywhere from like 6 to 8 hours just for the last case, and that's the same for any game. Usually you can get through the first two cases in like 3 or 4 hours. So that is the goal, to get through the first two cases in this. Okay, the music is fine. The sound effects don't need to be as loud, because they could be like in your face loud. Full auto skip. Single box skip. Screen shake, yes. Vibration, sure. Text box. You can have like no transparency, low transparency, or high transparency. I like the look of the low one. And of course we'll have to have English. Okay, we got our options saved. Let's go ahead and start a new game. So here's where you could see Ace Attorney, Justice for All is the second one, and then Trials and Tribulations is the third one. Because otherwise, this game is just called Phoenix Wright and then Ace Attorney. But then they changed it to where you could see where they changed the logo. They put Phoenix Wright in the corner, and the name of the game is Ace Attorney. When the game breaks the chat rule of only English. So here you can see episode 1, the first turnabout. This is usually like the it's usually like the tutorial kind of thing, where it's like the easiest one to solve. So here we go. Damn it! Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. Of course, it's gonna show you the face too. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. My day's been going alright. How about you? Kill who? That was a woman on the ground, not a guy. Alright. Defendant lobby. Boy, am I nervous. Right! And there's Mia Fey. Oh, hiya, Chief. Hi, Chief. Am I glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. How many of you people have seen Case Closed? Or Detective Conan, but the English version was Case Closed? It was an anime from, oh my god, it was over 10 years ago is when that anime started. So obviously, you may not have seen it if you're not as old as I am. But Case Closed had a character in there named Rachel. The voice of Rachel also voices Mia Fey in the anime, which is actually nice. So it was a familiar voice. But there's a lot of familiar voices in the anime that was pretty cool. You said you killed her? And that you were going to pin it on him? Yeah, I'm just reading. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks. Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before the case? Yes. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life and everything, it's all over! Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death! Despair! Oh! I'm going to do it! I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty! Tell them I'm guilty! Give me the death sentence, I'm afraid to die. What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her anyway who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Aw, Nick, you gotta tell me. Who took my baby away? The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspaper says it was you. Presents Book of Law. Yeah. Reading is against the law? Well. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. Wait, how old? I thought Phoenix Wright was a lot younger. But he apparently knew him for 23 years. I guess Phoenix is 23 years old? He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That I owe him that, and I owe him one. Which is why I took the case to clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. August 3rd, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 2. It's always number 2, by the way. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The, defense is ready, Your Honor. Ahem. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Gulp. Handshaking. Eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant. Larry Butts. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me what's the victim's name. Wait, uh-oh. No way. I forgot. forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim. Of course, I know the victim's name. Just forgot temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed inside the court record. Just press the R button at any time, okay? Check it often, do it for me, I'm begging for you. Begging you. Alright, so this was the person. Cindy Stone. The victim in this case, a model. She lived by an apartment by herself. Then you have Winston Payne, Larry Butts, Mia Fey. And of course you have the autopsy report and stuff too. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? Yes, Mia Fey's the victim. Cinder Block. Cindy Stone. Victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit with a blunt object. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed, that's for sure. Well then, first, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court what that object was? The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use the R button to check the court record frequently. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. And of course, the statue of the shaped Thinker, it's rather heavy. Prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Uh-oh, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Also, I feel like there's missing some context when it comes to a ladder or a step ladder. Step ladders are usually shorter than ladders. Like, typical ladders, are the ones with the circular rungs on them, and it's just a straight ladder. You can't even stand on the top, but a step ladder, you can literally step up and you can stand on the top if you so wish. Not recommended, but you can. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Didn't they all die? I wasn't dumped. She just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me, ever. What's it to you, anyway? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies. All of it lies. I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. Arrived at home from Paris on 7/30. Basically, July 30th, the day before the murder. Indeed. She appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude, we can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right, I don't think you want him to answer that question. Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I? My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Oof, wince. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog? I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. Yeah, when I meet her in the afterlife, I'm going to get to the bottom of this. Okay. No, I didn't get the reference. It probably has something to do that I didn't see or forgotten. Let's continue with the trial, shall we? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Gulp. Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Uh-oh, he went. What do I do? I know, I'll just send him a signal. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went. Order. Well, Mr. Butts. Dude, chill. She wasn't home, man, so, like, I didn't see her. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body, just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Yeah, because they always believe witnesses with no previous, yeah, it's a running joke in the Ace Attorney games with Maya in it. Well, maybe I'll see it again. I don't remember. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Saw It to the stand. Mr. Shaw, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is this correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Shaw, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. Maybe I should make the judge actually sound like an old man. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing the apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. When I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. He saw it. Puns are beautiful. This game is full of puns, by the way. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony. Yes, you can, Phoenix. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment not working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawit was used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Electricity in Mrs. Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. at the day of the crime. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? All right, Wright, this is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find the contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with the R button, blah, 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 blah. Hey there, Iron. Like the amount of Kirby, maybe. Most of the puns are always in the people's names. I was going door to door selling subscriptions. I must be in a hurry. Thinking it strange. When I saw her lying, a woman not dead moving. Quailed in fright. Found myself alone with the sun. Called the complete. However, I went to nearby park. Found public. I remember exactly the time. So I will press this one. 1 p.m. Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. Seems really confident. 1 p.m. Right, doesn't that seem strange to you? I know to present the evidence. It's presenting the blackout resident. Because how else would he know the time? Did I present the wrong thing? Hold on. thought this was the thing, because it says noon to 6 p.m., so how could he have known the time? Unless I have to present it at some other point. It's a little tricky sometimes in where you present the evidence. You might think, oh, it clearly needs to be right here, but then it doesn't work. Said you didn't go into the apartment, or did you? Oh, that? I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on the shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside to try to use that to call, and that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next? Nope. See, this is why I always end up having to resort to a frickin' walkthrough, because it's never clear where you're supposed to present the evidence. Oh, this was it right here, 4 and 5 p.m. I was presenting the wrong evidence. Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. I just wasn't thinking. You see that she's telling him how to do his job? No, because in this, there's the defense, and then there's the defense's like assistant or something. There's a specific term for it, to why there's somebody else there, because in the later parts of the game, Maya, which is Mia's little sister, Maya's actually there with him. So I don't know why, but the defense always is allowed a person there with them. It's kind of strange. The autopsy notes the time of death on some time after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Oh, that. This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Solid, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Great job, right? Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out the contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one and their whole story falls apart. But shouldn't he understand how to do his job before he goes into the case? Did you already forget that this is his first trial, Orange? When you go into a first trial, you're always nervous and your mind can go blank at times. I mean, that's why a lot of people with test anxiety seem to forget stuff that they know when they're during the test. Their anxiety is making them forgetful. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? Time and discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, was it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Yeah, sure. I see. You heard her voice saying the time on the taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right, you know what to do. I've got this one. This one's really easy. It's probably coming from the television. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery, and this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Gah, the defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself, quite. Ah, wait, I remember now, Mr. Sawit. The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been a shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. May cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Alright, this is another one where, Actually, I didn't hear it. At the time, I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. Now, Orange, tell me, what sounds fishy about that? If you've been paying attention this whole time. Not you, Chuelo. I'm pretty sure you already know the answer. Yes, I'm putting you on the spot, Orange. I'm not good with this. Okay, so he's saying the murder weapon is a clock, and that is what he killed him with. This is the murder weapon, so what about this statue gives it away that it's a clock? Dun, dun. There you go. How would he know the weapon's a clock? Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock, it was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? What? You with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Saw It. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock. Your Honor, if I may, yes, Mr. Payne. As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time allowed. And it doesn't look like a... as it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with this testimony now? Yes, of course I do. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in this witness testimony. The only way we could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do it better than that. I could prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Saw It. The sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Yeah. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look. The clock, I heard. No, I mean, I saw. He just throws his toupee. Shut up, shut up, shut up! I hate you! It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn. Burn! Give him death! Order! Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, the claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is writing on this. I better think through it carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sod heard was definitely the clock. A fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen carefully. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker after all. So, we've heard the clock. What is your conclusion, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25, hence the 3-hour difference. Ack! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. Ha! 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 You forgot one thing. Uh-oh, what's he talking about now? Hey there, Brian. It's like, not so fast. While it may seem like this clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Damn it, I was so close. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict... Is it indict? Or is it indict? Wow. Thanks, Google Chrome. You are terrible. My God, I really need a new computer. Yeah, it is indict. Okay, I was right the first time. I don't know why I second guessed myself. Okay. You got a haircut yesterday? Nice. The guy dies after losing. Phoenix gets his very just desperate and the counter attacks and the dude dies. Take your hat off. I want to see that clean cut. It's not a clean cut. This haircut was like almost like maybe a month ago or something. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, sends a cross-examination Mr. Frank Sawit. I come all the way down here to testify and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal. Your lawyers are all slime. You lawyers are all slime. Grr, I almost had him. Sorry, Larry, I failed you, but there's nothing I could do about it now. Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Mia, I mean Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away, not like this. Think. But, Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking outside of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Can you think of a reason, Orange, why the clock was 3 hours slow? Wait, maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that could prove it, right? Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course, there's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Ha! Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Let's see the evidence that proves the court. Nope. Look at her passport. She was in Paris. That was the reason. She was in Paris. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. there the next day. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. Hey there, Dark Litton. She has guilty written all over her face. She? The victim had reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her head in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit, or should I say Mr. Did It? He foamed at the mouth and fell over. Order! Order, I say! Well, the case was certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness? He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I have to say I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly, and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. Faked his own death. And with that, this court is adjourned. Adjourned. However you want to say it. Turns out that Frank Sott was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when the people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sott let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sott grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find and beat her to death with it. August 3rd, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. Ew, I still can't believe we won. Right! Good job in there! Congratulations! Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all. You fought your own battles in there. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Aw, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Good. Wait, no. I mean bad. Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed. But my Cindy Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was never, Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts innocent. Thanks, I really owe you one. I won't ever forget this. Ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner, movie, my treat. Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh hey. Hey, here, take this. It's a present. A present for me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence of that? Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and made one for me. Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick, can you believe it? I was so into that chick, and she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you want to just cry? Larry, are you so sure? Squeeze me? I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Right. Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Honestly, I think it's this. Because she took it with him. Or she took it with her when she went to Paris. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. Huh? What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. And she took it with her when she traveled. Whatever. She probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made it feel a little better. Harry Butts. Even though his name is Larry. She just got the name wrong. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen. Learn. Grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me? We'll drink and toast to innocent butts. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him? Yeah, part at least. You'll have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks. And so my first trial came to a close. Larry slapped me on the back and said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to pay us, unless you count the clock he gave Mia." I didn't know it then, but that clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident, and my promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. The end. Hey there, Sam Fisher. Welcome to the stream. I have played this before. I've played all the games before. Brand new episode has been added. See? Honestly, I've only been playing for almost 45 minutes. So about 40 minutes, really. And I'm already done with the first one. Because it's, like I said, it's mostly a tutorial to get you kind of like into the flow of things. So now it starts getting a little more serious. Oh, they actually have multiple saves. Did they always have multiple saves, or is it just the console version? All right. Bring, beep. Hello? This is Maya. Hey, Maya, it's me. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Sorry, I've been so busy. How have you been? Well, lonely. And it's all your fault. Nah, I'm just teasing. I've been great. I'm finally getting used to having my own place. That's good to hear. Actually, I'm calling because I have a favor to ask. I know. You want me to hold evidence for you? Sharp as always. There's a lot of buzz about the upcoming trial. I just don't feel safe keeping the evidence here. I gotcha. So what is it this time? It's a clock. A clock? Yeah, it's made to look like the statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. I thought you might like it. You always like toys. Hey, I'm not a little girl anymore, sis. Jeez. Someone stole my Captain Crunch. I need your help with this case. I don't think they ever do like petty theft cases. Like all these cases involve murder in some way or another. Now, you know I'm only teasing. Ah, I should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry. I put some papers inside instead. Papers? Is that the evidence then? Well, there's a possibility it might turn out that way, yes. Can you come by the office tonight, say 9, to pick it up? I'll be in the pre-trial meeting until then. Okay, sis, but I expect dinner, something good, like burgers. I could really go for a good burger. Okay, we'll hit the usual joint. Alright, it's a deal. Okay, sis, see you soon. Yep, I'll be waiting, Maya. Beep. Conversation recorded September 5th, 9:27 a.m. Wait, somebody's leaving? Oh, okay, see you later, Chuelo. Thanks for stopping by. Someone stolen Captain Crunch is worse than... I don't know, I think there's better cereals than Captain Crunch. Now, Miss Faye, I'll take what's mine, the papers. I'm sorry, but I can't give you what I don't have. Miss Faye, you are a poor liar. Why, I see it right over there. That must be the thinker that swallowed those papers. How could you know? You are not cogniferous of my background. Gathering information is my business, you see. I should have been more careful. Oh, my dear Miss Faye, I am so very sorry, but I'm afraid I must ask you for one more thing. Your eternal silence. Farewell, Miss Faye. What a creepy looking guy. The serial killer. Red, white, blue. September 5th, 9:08, Faye and Law Co-offices. Uh-oh, I'm late. Huh? That's strange. Guess the chief left without me. She said her sister was coming over, so we should all go out for dinner. What's that smell? Blood? Mia! Maybe she's in her office. Let's waste some time examining things first. Or not. Because I think anywhere I click, it's like, I smell... Yeah, it's all going to be the same thing. so let's go ahead and move into the office. That smell! Blood! Sob. Sis, someone's there. Chief? Chief! Chief! I always find it weird that they show the killer in the first couple turnabouts of each game. Yeah, they do. Because then it gets harder from there on. Because you know who it is, you just got to figure out how to pin it down. Who are you? And she fainted. A strange girl dropped cold. I left her lying on the office sofa. I went back to the chief where she lay under the window. Her body was still warm. I could feel it when I held her shoulder. Then, all too quickly, it began to fade, until finally she was cold. Chief. Some shards of glass are scattered on the floor. They seem to be the remains of the glass light stand. Chief. It's hard seeing her like this, but if there are any other clues here... She was struck on the head with a blunt object. She probably died instantly. The thinker laying next to her must have been the murder weapon. Again. There are some glass shards near the chief's body. Must be a piece of the glass. Oh. Piece of paper. What could it be? Okay. Just making sure I get a check mark for everything. The chief's chair. Simple functional design. Feels pretty good to sit in it too. There's a large building right across the office, the Gatewater Hotel, a nice luxurious place. Is there anything about this picture? No, of course not. So, all that's left is this. A word is written in blood on the paper. Maya. Did Mia write this? The piece of paper is a receipt from the department store dated yesterday. Receipt added to the court record. I think that's enough snooping around for now. I'd better call the police and find out what that girl was doing here. That girl just now. Where'd she go? Put her right there on the sofa. Uh-oh, I hope she didn't run on me. Oh, there she is. Yipes! Don't scare me like that. Excuse me, but who are you? It's okay, I work here. Maya. Maya Fey. Maya Fey? Maya? So Mia was the name written on this. So get her a blanket. Don't just say she's cold. Maybe I should show her the receipt. Never thought she'd be able to be evidence like this outside the courtroom. Before Mia died, she wrote a message with her own blood. She wrote on it with the back of the receipt. That's my name. Why? Why would she write my name? Please, just calm down. Why would sis write my name? Uh-oh, now I've done it. I better hurry up and call the police. She seems to be in shock. I don't want to disturb her right now. Excuse me, can you tell me what happened? I came in, the room was dark, and sis... So she was already dead. So you're the chief's sister. I'm her younger sister. And you were here visiting this late at night? Yes, she said she wanted me to keep some evidence for her. Evidence? Yes, it was that clock. That was the thinker. Reception desk. I usually sit here. Small writing desk, culture with office supplies. You couldn't cram any more legal books in here, even if you wanted to. Few can gaze upon the shelves without feeling insignificant. A large painting, I guess you'd call this modern art. I, on the other hand, call it a mistake. This is a sofa for clients. It's leather, a real luxury model. This is the door of the chief's office. It's slightly open. I'd better not touch the doorknob. Man, look at the disarray this place is in. Perfectly normal office desk. The chief had a very particular policy about office decor. Spend big on stuff the clients use, but keep your own stuff simple. All the chief's important documents are packed in here. This is where she filed her case records in recent rulings. Oh, I already read that. So I guess I read everything else. And then you could slide back over here and then use the phone. Right, I better call the police. That's funny, a few of the screws on the receiver are missing. Looks like someone was halfway through taking it apart. Police? Please, come quick! What was that? Someone screaming from outside the window? She's staring right at me. She's holding a phone in her hand. Wait. Gotta move back. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. The police! Sounds like they're coming this way. Freeze! Police! Alright, I'm Detective Dick Gumshoe, see? Gumshoe? What an odd name. We received a report from a building across the way, see? Got a person saying they saw the murder. She must have been the woman I saw. Anyway, I don't want either of you moving 1 inch, Kay. Great. Just great. Maya, wait, she wouldn't have. Nah. Whoa! Excuse me. Eek! This word Maya here mean anything to you? That's my name. What? The victim drew this here note in her own blood, see? With her dying breath, she wrote down the killer's name. Killer, I'm not a... Case closed. You're coming down to the precinct, ma'am. What? And they just... No further investigation. Just see one thing and detain somebody immediately. Mia's younger sister, Maya, was arrested on the spot. I was taken in for questioning and didn't get out until the next morning. My eyes were heavy, but I couldn't sleep. I sat around waiting for visiting hours to begin at the detention center. I had to talk to Maya as soon as possible. September 6th, 9:07 a.m., detention center, visitors room. Wow, they must have poor Maya locked up like a criminal. Oh, it's you, the lawyer. Good morning. Good morning. She looks so tired. Are you going to be my attorney? Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. First things first, I better get her cheered up. Yeah, of course I will. Cheer up. Really? Whoa, did I say the wrong thing? She looks sadder now. What's wrong? You don't think I can do it? No, no one could. Who would believe me? Even you, when you found me at the office, you looked at me like I had done it. Did I look at her like that? It's like, I don't remember looking at her like that. No, I never thought. It's okay, I understand. And I've also heard about you. Heard what about me? I was talking to my sister on the phone the other day. Today was my junior partner's first time in court. Wow, really? How'd that go? It was quite the scene. Honestly, I was on edge the whole time. It's been a while. Ha! So, he crashed and burned? He's a genius. One of those strike fear into the hearts of evil types. The only thing he's lacking is experience. Huh, sounds like it was fun. Well, I know who to go to if I ever get in trouble now. I don't know, Maya. I think you might want to wait. Give him 3 more years. That is, unless you want to be found guilty. Ouch. That's what she said. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insult you. No, it's okay, it's true, I guess, but at the same time, I can't just sit by and watch. When I think of the person who did this to Mia... I know. There's something I've been wanting to ask you, yes? What's with that outfit? Oh, this? This is what all acolytes wear. It's my uniform, you could say. Acolytes? Like people in religious training? What is it you do? Oh, it's nothing strange, really. I'm a spirit medium. I'm in training. Spirit medium? Pretty sure that qualifies as strange. Down at the day of the murder? Yes, let's see. That morning, I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold onto a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial. Evidence? Yes, that clock shaped like the finger. The one Larry made. How could it have been in evidence in a case? Right. She said something about that. I remember. Do you want to hear it in her own voice? Her own voice? Yes. I'm pretty sure our conversation is on my cell phone. You recorded it? Yeah, I forgot how to delete those things. Hey there, Cyan. Phoenix Wright, your favorite journal. So, you say you have a conversation with your sister on your cell phone? Let's hear it. Right. Oh, I just remembered that detective took my cell phone. Sorry. Oh, right, of course. Next time I see Detective Gumshoe, I'll ask him for it. I'll write you a note so you don't forget, okay? Sure, thanks. Oh, it was around 9 p.m. The lights were off and I could smell blood. Then I found her, my sister. Thanks, Maya. That's all I need to hear for now. Except I'll ask you about spirit mediums next. So you're an acolyte, medium in training? That's right. The Fae family, especially the women, have always been very sensitive to the spiritual world, or spirit world. Wait a second, you said the Fae family? So Mia was in this stuff too? Of course, she left the mountain to follow her career, she said. Her powers were first class too. I had no idea. Wait, what? So you're a real, honest-to-goodness spirit medium with ESP and all that? Yes, in training. Well, can you contact me as spirit then? We can just ask her who killed her. I'm sorry. I'm still in training. I couldn't do something on that level. I thought that would be too easy. Something the matter? I was wondering, could I ask you a favor? This is the address of a famous lawyer. My sister gave me this a long time ago. She said if I was ever in trouble, I should call him. And, well, I'm in trouble. Do you think you could go ask him to represent me? Sure, why not? I'll go ask. Thank you so much. I have no one else to turn to. Say, what about your parents? I see. Don't worry, leave it to me. Thank you. The trial's tomorrow at 10. What? Tomorrow? Tomorrow. What if this guy refuses? They told me that if I don't find one, the state will pick an attorney to defend me. When will that happen? They're giving me until 4 this afternoon, and visiting hours are almost up. I'd better hurry. Right, I'll be back. Grossberg Law Offices. She's breaking the rules and talking about religion. As a mod, I need to ban her. Well, not so much religion, it's more just channeling spirits. Quick, ban Maya for rule breaking. According to the receptionist, the big boss is out. She couldn't say when he'd be back. It must be hard to keep track of everything when you're a famous lawyer. Not to mention run an office like this. I guess I'll just have to come back later, after I examine everything. Because that's how you do. A table for clients. An elegant ebony case. And if I'm not mistaken, that lighter's made of solid gold. Even I could tell someone here's got money to burn. And now the plant. An expensive potted plant. No idea what kind of plant it is, but it's probably the most expensive one available. A painting has been bugging me ever since I stepped in here. The oil paint is so thick it's practically giving me a stuffed nose. I'm sure the price is nothing to sneeze at either, for that matter. Expensive-looking mahogany bookshelves filled with expensive-looking books. Funny, they don't even look like they've ever been read. Solid mahogany desk. The wood's been polished to a deep luster. And I believe that's everything I can do here. September 6th, Faye & Co. Law Offices. The office is filled with police busters? Is that what he said? They're all busily researching for clues. Hey, you there! This is a crime scene, pal. No trespassing. Sorry, don't I know you from somewhere? Wait, you're that Butts guy, aren't you? No, no, Phoenix Wright. Anyone mistake me for Larry? Examines plant. Hashtag plant gang. Did I mention mahogany? I like mahogany. Mahogany. Ah, I guess I got the wrong name. Mr. Wright, sorry about that. That Butts guy, he was a killer, and you're no killer, right? He was proven innocent. Right, and you were Detective Gumshoe, Detective Shoes, Suede Shoes, Detective Gumtree. Gumshoe, was it? Wasn't it Detective Gumshoe? Dick Gumshoe? Right, at your service. Hang on, that's Detective Gumshoe to you, pal. Anyway, get the name right. And don't go calling me Dick. Hey, Dick, get over here. Yes, sir. Be right there. Ahem. You're her lawyer, right, pal? If you got business here, you better do it quick. He thinks I'm Maya's lawyer. About Miss Fay, did you do an autopsy? You want to know the results, eh? Now, don't you look at me like that, pal. It's no use. She might have been your boss, but that doesn't mean you get any special treatment. Alright, you can see the report, but that's all. Time of death. September 5th at 9 p.m. Cause, single blunt force trauma. Death was instantaneous. About Maya. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the trial. Sorry, pal, but this isn't one trial you aren't going to win. Why do you say that? City's put Prosecutor Edgeworth on the prosecution. Edgeworth. I'm sure you know what that means, you being a lawyer and all. Prosecutor Edgeworth. That's right, pal. Mr. Miles Edgeworth himself. Wait, you know him, don't you? Of course I do. I know him. He's a feared prosecutor, he doesn't feel pain, he doesn't feel remorse. He won't stop until he gets his guilty verdict. Aw, don't talk about him that way. You make him barely sound human. Still, I'm afraid this pretty much decides the case. So, Edgeworth is on this one. He hasn't lost a case since he became prosecutor at the incredibly young age of 20. Of course, there are rumors of back alley deals and forged evidence. All I know for sure is that Edgeworth hates crime with an almost abnormal passion. I never imagined I'd be facing him so soon. Mia's favorite potted plant. I remember it had this bizarre name no one could ever remember. Cordyline stricta, pal. Who is that? Sky is blue and so am I. There's the hotel right across the way. An old movie poster. Apparently, this was the first movie that had made Mia cry when she saw it. I'll have to check it out these days. These are a horrendous amount of legal books here. Scarier still is that Mia probably read all of these. Probably. Mia's desk. Perfectly clean as always. The only thing it's missing is Mia. Oh, way to be a bummer about it. Hey, what is it? Did you meet the lawyer? Sorry, I haven't seen him yet. I see. Better go see if I can find this elite lawyer she's talking about. What about your family? I only had my sister. My father died when I was very young. And I don't know where my mother is. Don't know? So she could still be alive? The women in my family have been mediums for generations. They say a lot of spiritual power runs in our blood. About 15 years ago, our family was involved in an incident. There was a man, and he ruined our mother's life. Ruined? After that, she disappeared. Several years after that, my sister announced she would become a lawyer, and she left the mountains. So, you live by yourself? Yes, I've gotten used to it. Oh, also, I had to become independent, or I would lose my powers. Too bad for her, all by herself up on that mountain. Detective sketchers with gum on them. Detective shoes of a brand not specified to the public with a sticky substance made only to chew, not for consumption. Testing chat really quick, I've been having YouTube issues with it. Well, I mean, I'm seeing your messages. So, who was this man who, ruined your mother? About 15 years ago, there was an unusual murder case. It made quite a stir. Everyone was talking about it, apparently. The police were running out of leads, and they were getting desperate. Wait, they didn't use a spirit medium, did they? The police convinced my mother to try and contact the victim. Wow, so what happened? The case was solved. We thought. You thought? The man my mother helped the police capture was innocent. The police's consultation with the medium had all been carried out in secret, of course, but a man found out about it and leaked it to the press. He told all the papers that my mother was a fraud, and the media jumped on it big time. She, my mother, became the laughingstock of the nation. I see. White. Excuse me? White? That was his name. My sister told me. White? Nope, still not there. So it's one of those things, it's like, whoops, I meant to go back to the detention center. Nah. Honestly, don't remember. So I can't talk to her anymore, and there's no point in examining anything there. Don't think there's anything else I can examine either. Let's see. Do you see Maya's face cell phone? Oh, that? I have that. Do you think you can give it back? Sure. I mean, wait a second, pal. Tricky lawyer. Uh-oh, he's on to me. Something the matter? Oh, no, it's nothing, detective. Nope, I know nothing, pal. That cell phone has a lot of numbers on it. Like her boyfriend's. Cell phone holds all a little girl's sweetest and spiciest secrets. You're trying to confuse me. Sorry, pal, I already checked all the numbers in the memory. Impressive, you're quite the detective. Uh-huh. Oh, here, you can have the phone back. There weren't anything suspicious call records in there after all. Seems you didn't notice the recorded conversation. Alright, got the phone back. Check the court record to hear the conversation. Yes, thank you, I'll be heading out now. Oh, wait. One more thing I wanted to mention to you. I don't suppose you're planning on talking to that witness. Anyway, you'd better not. No influencing the witness with your lawyerly ways, pal. Come to think about it, I'd completely forgotten about her. Hey there, Jamfrog. What's up? Should be cursed images instead. Hubstagoon, there you go. The witness? Yeah, Miss April May. I'm sorry about this, but I can't tell you anything about her. Well, you just told me her name, Miss May, huh? So you sent her home already then? You're trying your lawyerly tricks on me now. She's not to go outside her room until the trial. So she's still in the hotel across the way. I guess I should know better than to try get a detective to leak information. You got that right, pal. Time to pay Miss May a visit. Hey, I got your cell phone back. Oh, say, can I listen to my sister's voice? Maya's eyes closed. She listened to every word with such intensity. Before long, tears began to roll down her cheeks. Aw, poor girl. Just got off from church? You say that like it was work. Thank you. September, okay. Yeah, what's up? You haven't called in a while? Oh yeah, I've already seen it. It was the very beginning conversation. Alright, let's go to the hotel. September 6th, Gatewater Hotel, room 303. Well, hello there, handsome. Hi. Smooth, right? Real smooth. You're the lawyer, aren't you? The detective told me. He said, don't say nothing to that lawyer, pal. Tiki. Memo to self. Thank Detective Guffey for making my job harder. Gee, this is all like something out of a movie. It's all so exciting. I can hardly contain myself. Oh, let me go freshen up so I can look the part of the beautiful eyewitness. Pity the lawyer that has to cross-examine this one. The screwdriver stuck in this drawer. I wonder what's inside. Let's take a look. Hey, 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 hey. What are you doing? No touching. Ooh, bad boy. You really shouldn't pry around in other people's rooms now. You would want to make me upset, would you? Upset? I thought she was going to explode for a second there. I wonder what could be inside the drawer. Do you think you could tell me something? I need you to describe what you observed at the time of the incident. Oh, observe. Incident. You sound just like a lawyer in the movies. I like a man with a big vocabulary. Gulp, better not encourage her. Or what? You know that thing that happened the other day, the bad thing? What did you see when it happened? I don't suppose you could tell me about it. Pretty please? Let me see. Well, dream on. If you want to know, you'll just have to come to court tomorrow, Mr. Lawyer. Oh boy. You, just who exactly are you? Oh, Mr. Lawyer, are you hitting on me? No, hey, I'm just doing my job here. You know, you're cute when you blush. Believe me, this is the first time in my life I've blushed this much. Right, can you just tell me what it is you do? Well, no. And you had your little hopes up, didn't you? Oh boy. See, there are 2 glasses on the table. Someone staying here with you? Oh, what amazing powers of observation. You must be one of those famous detectives like on television. Oh, not me. I'm just a lawyer. Say, Mr. Big Detective, why don't you go look for clues in the garbage? Miss May doesn't like nosy little lawyers. Oh boy. Staying with her. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Okay, you can see the inside of the room pretty clearly from here. I think it would be a little difficult to recognize the face from this distance, though. Ah, a still scene painting. What? Should that... Wait, should that be a still life? Whatever. One of those... It's hanging on the wall. Flowers are fake, as expected. I know sunflowers and tulips, but that's about the extent of my floral knowledge. Simple bed. It's been recently made, nothing eye-catching here. So I can't do anything unless she's busy. Let's go back to... Seems like Mr. Grossberg is out. Well, maybe I should just wait for him to come back. Ah, him! That wasn't the most over-the-top clearing of the throat I've ever heard. Aha! So, you're the one who they say has been looking for me. Yes, that's me. He looks even grander than I imagined. Yeah, I wasn't going to say that. Helping out with children, yeah, it's kind of like work. Okay, fair enough. That badge on your collar. Ah, so you're a lawyer, are you now? Yes, well, yes. And what do you want? I'm not particularly busy these days. Please, proceed. Not busy? Then how come no one can get in touch with you? Something the matter? You came to see the one and only Marvin Grossberg, didn't you? Well, here I am, boy. What do you want? Out with it. Well, sir, actually, it's about Maya Fey. Ah, yes, Maya Fey. Go on. Well, why the strange reaction? Ah, cha-cha. I'm really quite busy here, son. I can't go taking cases on a day's notice. No, it's quite impossible. Wait a second. How did you know the trial was tomorrow? Ahem. Anyway, I'm afraid it's entirely impossible for me to represent her. Sorry, end of discussion. What's going on? He refused me before I even got a chance to ask him. What do I tell Maya? How can you just refuse like that? Please, tell me why you won't take the case. Well, you see, it's just, I'm busy, you see. But the client is Mia Fey's sister. Well, Mia trusted you. She knew her sister would be in good hands. Yes, of course, I know that. However, I'm sorry, but I must refuse. Sorry, goodbye. Creep. Fine. I don't have time to argue with you anyway. I'll go look elsewhere. Crumble. Think not. Huh? Did you say something? I think not, I said. What do you mean? Terribly, terribly sorry, but I'm afraid that no lawyer worth their salt will take on this particular case. Terribly sorry, my boy. Why? I cannot say. Beg your pardon, but could you leave now? I have nothing more to discuss with you. What's going on here? How did you know Mia Fey? She worked here a long time ago. Quite the apprentice, that one. Learned my techniques in the blink of an eye. Ugh, I don't know why I'm yawning. She left one day, quite suddenly. She had a mission, you see. A mission? You could see it in her eyes. She followed it with a burning passion, never looked back, that one. That's quite a painting. Aha! You noticed. It's my pride and joy. Impressive, isn't it? Well, isn't it? The color of the sky, the hue of the sea, this weave of that straw hat. It's worth at least 3 million. I have no intention of parting with it, of course. No, I won't sell it, not even to you. I wasn't interested. It's not for sale. I'm not buying. Jeez. Yeah, of course. Of course. Dang it, go back. So now I have to go deliver the bad news to poor Mia. September 6th, 3:42 p.m. Detention Center, Visitor's Room. Hiya. Oh, you're back. Did you find the lawyer? Well, what do I tell her? Well, you see, just be honest, I really don't think you should use that guy. He didn't seem healthy. He was all skin and bones. What really happened? You don't mean he refused to help? I see. I've been abandoned then. Just a little longer now before the state-appointed lawyer comes, I guess. 4 p.m. Time's up. What should I do? Do I just leave her and go home? I'll defend her. I've made up my mind. I'm going to defend you whether you want me to or not. Why? Why? Well, I can't abandon you. Someone else is the culprit. No one is the saddest person without any friends. I know, I've been here. I've been there a long time ago. Why did I become a lawyer in the first place? Because someone has to look out for the people who have no one on their side. Maya, I won't abandon you. You can count on me. That's so kind of you. Sniff. Sneef, sneef, sneef. Well, let's fight this one and get you out of there. Right, thank you. Ooh, she smiled at last. She looks like an entirely different person. One last question. You are innocent, right? Yes, and I trust you. So you trust me too, okay? It's a deal. So what next? There's something that's been bugging me. Just what was inside that strange woman's drawer? It was when I tried to look in the drawer that she got all defensive. There has to be something in there. Good afternoon, sir. Excuse me, you are? Ah, I beg your pardon, sir. I am the bellboy of the establishment. Of this establishment, at your service, sir. Oh, right. I've just come up here to deliver room service, sir. Do you know where Miss May might be? Ah, I believe our guest Miss May is currently using the, facilities. If you've no need of anything, I'll be taking my leave. Please, stay as long as you like. Enjoy. Yeah. Wait, no, hey! Why does everyone seem like every time I come up here, I end up embarrassing myself? Wait, now's my chance to snoop around. Oh, I almost forgot. Yeah! You came back quick. Might I ask you to inform Miss May that there is a message for her? Please tell her that Mr. White of Blue Corp phoned. Oh, right, sure. Mr. White of Blue Corp? Where have I heard that name before? White. That was his name. My sister told me. Yes, Mr. White. Good old Mr. White. What was the name of the guy who had ruined Mia and Maya's mother? Could it be a coincidence? Of course not. There's a screwdriver sticking out of the hall half-open drawer. Now's my chance to see what's inside. What do we have here? A wiretap? What would a woman like her be doing with a thing like this? There's definitely something suspicious about this Miss May. Why would she have something like this in her hotel room? There's a story behind all this, I know it. Alright, I'll be using this bit of evidence in tomorrow's trial for sure. For Maya's sake, I'll get to this woman's bottom. Wait, I mean, you know what I mean. Get to the bottom of this. Oh, bellboy, still there? Uh-oh, time to scram. I look forward to tangoing with you tomorrow, Miss May. In court. And welcome back, Orange. Save your progress? Yeah, suppose I shall. There we go. Yeah, and only in court, I hope. September 7th, 10 a.m., District Court. Courtroom number... Oh, it's number 1 this time? I thought it was always number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. Better not show any signs of weakness today or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts in this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Miles Edgeworth. Let's begin. If we may call our first witness, Your Honor, the prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of the homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map at the office to explain. The body was found by this window here. And the cause of death... Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hands, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. They're still calling it a statue? Floor plans added, of course. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. So he's also named after something too disturbing to mention in a PG environment? No. Dick is an actual name. It's the same name as Richard. I actually have a grandfather, his name is Richard, but he goes by Dick growing up. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. That very moment, you say. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examine what? Couldn't see a single contradiction in that testimony. Whoosh, smack. Maya just threw something at me. What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradictions in a witness testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked lots of times. Heh, should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give it a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. I know you're joking. I'm just saying. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed into the scene. Press everything, they say. Who did you say you got a call from? Hey, pal, don't play dumb. You know who. The call was from a customer at the Gatewater Hotel, right across from the crime scene. Okay, I pressed. Not sure that did much, though. Right, please continue. There were 2 people there already. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why is that? What's your reason? Oh, duh. We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment. Okay, hold on. It's gonna... The very moment. Hold on just one second. Yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about this was suspicious woman in Pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious. And she sure isn't Pink, pal. Well, I guess she is Pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? I guess pressing can have its advantages. Yes. God. Sorry, I forgot to order. I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor, sir. There was something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Called from PayPal. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. Found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written clearly in blood. The lab test results showed the victim was, or the blood was the victim's. I almost said the victim was the blood's. Lab test showed the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. Of course they would believe that. How do you like that? That's my hard evidence. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor, why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence at the first time? I know. I'm real embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor, sir. Try to be more careful. Very well. The defense, you may begin your cross-examination. Of course we can. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. Found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Maya was written in blood. Lab tests showed the blood was the victim's. Also, there was blood found on the fingertip. On which hand was the bloody finger, Detective? The right hand. She was right-handed. Aha, nice try. Uh-oh, I guess it wasn't too hard to see I was getting there. Detective Gumshoe, do you get a lot of cases where the victim actually writes the killer's name? Sure, it happens all the time in the books and in the movies. This isn't a movie, Detective. Oof. Let's talk about reality, shall we? I guess I haven't heard any cases, no. Do you find it a little odd that the victim would write down a name, especially the name of her own sister? Yeah, actually, you got a point, pal. Stop right there. The witness's opinion on the matter is irrelevant. The facts are clear. The victim wrote down the name of the accused. The victim told us the name of her killer. This man just said oof in a court case. Yes, he did. That's right, what he said. That's his whole testimony. Okay, there's got to be a contradiction. There is a contradiction, actually. What do you think the contradiction is, Cyan or Orange? Or whoever hasn't played this game before? It says before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How many of you have been paying attention? No, memes is not the answer. The memo? What memo? You mean this memo? The department store received the letters written in blood on the back. It is not the memo. The phone call? No, the phone call happened before. The phone call happened before the whole thing happened. And yes, there is a piece of evidence that states that does contradict what he just said. It's not the glass. The thinker? No, it's not the clock. The clock is not the clue this time. The hat? You mean this? This is not a hat. This is his attorney's badge. Okay, the answer is the autopsy report. The time of death, it says cause single blunt force trauma, death was instantaneous, meaning instant. So there's no way she could have written a name in blood if her death was instant. That's the contradiction. Aw, shat. Really? You can't use past tense of the word either, Cyan. But yeah, so it's gonna be the autopsy. Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify from here. You say the victim Mia Fey wrote this note, that she was accusing the defendant Maya Fey. That's really what you're saying. What? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, detective. But backwards? The victim is the only person who absolutely could not have written it. This is a report from your department, detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But, no butting your way out of this one, detective. Order, order. The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain the autopsy report? When? The day of the murder? The day after the murder? I forgot. It was the day after the murder. Prosecution's point being? That autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. What? A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. The death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object, but there is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received the results this morning. No way. Your Honor, it was quite easy to imagine that the victim did have time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright, you look so shocked. Something you want to say? You're a sham, Edgeworth. The detective's a sham. I'm a sham. He gives me like, you're a sham, he's a sham, or I'm a sham. That's so funny. Say I'm a sham. I'm not gonna say I'm a sham. Detective Gumshoe, you're a sham. How could you give me a faulty report? Huh? I thought, Detective Gumshoe, I'm disappointed in you handing him the wrong report like that. I'm sorry, sir. You are at fault, Detective. This isn't going to look good on your evaluation next month. What? But... Your Honor, I submit the report to the court. Understood. The court accepts the evidence. Any other shams? Orange is a sham. Died from a blow to blunt. May have lived for a few minutes after being hit. Well, Your Honor, the evidence strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. I suppose that's the obvious conclusion, yes? This isn't good. Prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor, innocent girl who saw the murder from her own eyes. I can explain. Miss April, take the stand. April May. It's an interesting name. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Witness, your name, please. April May. At your service, wink. Order. An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. The witness will refrain from wanton winking. Wanton winking. Ah, yes, Your Honor. This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Found that turnip. I didn't use it to poison his milk. So if she's April May, then is there a June July? Don't leave out any details, Orange. Tell us, where were you on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred? Or February, March? Well, I could see January, February, but that doesn't seem, this doesn't roll off the tongue. Gee, I was like in my hotel room, you know, tee-hee. There, I said it for you. I checked in right after lunch. And this hotel is directly across from the Fay & Co. law offices. Offices. I guess it would be offices. That's right, big boy. Please testify to the court about what you saw. Witness's account. It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, you know. And then, oh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was a mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Then the woman, like, dodged to one side and ran away. But that girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. Then the woman with long hair, she kind of slumped. The end, that's all I saw. Every little bitsy-witsy wink. And she winked again. Oh no, not the dreaded tee-hee again. It was in the bathtub. Well, Your Honor, I see. It is remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any... Wait, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fey's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well. Her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Yes, of course. I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination. Only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some kind of weakness. Very well, you may begin your cross-examination. Guilty, lock me up and throw me away. I'm gonna press everything just because. How could she run? Why did you do that? Huh? Why? Like, why what? Why did you look out the window? Were you expecting to see something? Oh, well, gee. What, that's it? She can't get out of this question that easily. I sort of, you know, had a feeling. Well, I have a feeling she's trying to avoid the question. Maybe we should press a little harder. Let's see, how far can I run with this? Surely you must have had a reason to look out your window at that time of night. Mr. Wright, I will not have you badgering my witness. Badgering? You insist on needling her with these trivial questions. I really don't think it should be allowed. Yeah, stop him. Poor girl. Mr. Wright, you have been warned. Poor girl, what about poor me? You looked out the window, what did you see next? And then, ooh, I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. She can't run in those heels. Too bad running with her feet. Yeah, the woman with long hair, was Mia Fey? Slender, sort of. Well, some people might say pretty if that's your thing. Your thing. And the person attacking her? The one attacking her was this mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. How do you know she was the defendant? Huh? Well, you know, she had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? There was only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. Testimony bulletproof, Your Honor. He's right. Hold on a minute. That testimony stinks. What? Miss May, I'm willing to bet that you are lying. Are you telling the truth? Did you really see the defendant? Erp. The window isn't too large. No one can say no to a pink-haired lady. Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Yes, what is the meaning? Somebody tell me because I'm clueless about this, I mean. Okay, if you had really witnessed my client, Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. That is very true. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis, except her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo looks far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. This testimony is bogus. But, still, we don't know if she was dressed the way the night of the murder. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. And so did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? Rawr. What are you trying? She's like, rawr. She's trying to roar. Rawr! 200 IQ. What are you trying to say, you mean lawyer? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary, darling. Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'll be a good girl, I promise. And then there's that wink again. Your testimony again, if you would. Damn, I almost had her. I did see everything. I did. The victim, the woman dodged the first attack and ran off to the right. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. And then she hit her with that weapon. I saw it. I did. That clock, the kind of statue-y clock, the thinker, I think. Well, does that accuracy of my report not startle you? Tee-hee. I only wish you had been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. Is that right as in your right, or as you looked from the hotel? Which hand do I hold my knife in again? Right. It was my right hand. Right. Satisfied, Mr. Wright? Please continue. Then the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. Hippie clothes. How convenient for you to remember her hippie clothes. That's what she was wearing. Oh, and her hair was all done up like a bun. Sigh. What happened then? And she hit her with the weapon. I saw it. I did. Where did the weapon come from? She picked it up from the desk. I see. What sort of weapon was it? That clock, the statue thinker, I think. Clock? Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Well, don't look so sour, Mr. Lowe. You can't win them all. No, but I have a feeling I'm onto something now. So I have to, of course, present the clock again, because nobody specified that it was a clock yet. He's trying to get on his good side. Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing. Revealing? Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you, naughty Mr. Lawyer? You just said this statue of the thinker was a clock, but there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Erp. She's always burping. She's like, erp. Another person in much the same position as you recently called this a clock too, and he was found guilty of murder. Order. Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? Ooh, erp. The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course. You withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. But questions are all I have, Your Honor. As you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Well, only once. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. Whew, that was close. If he stopped me there, the trial would be over. Huh? What? So what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? What? That's because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time. So, you've been to the law offices of Fay & Co.? No. Hey, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room. Fay & Co., where the murder took place, is very close to the hotel. She could easily have heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? No, Your Honor. I can't give up now. I'm not satisfied because it couldn't have rung. If you remember, the batteries and stuff were, clockwork stuff was taken out. She could have been drunk since all she says is earth. Your Honor, remember, members of the court, it is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. It's empty. That clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly? Just take a look right now. Oh, see anything interesting, Your Honor? It is as the defense says. This clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. Yep. If that's why you gotta remember everything, basically. Mr. Wright, Would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It is as you can see. The clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. Fat? Well, Miss May. Tisk tisk. Quite a show you put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. Somehow he knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it can't ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no contradiction. That's true. That's a possibility. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. And that is exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove that when the clockwork was removed? Oh, impossible, of course. I have proof. If you guys can remember where the proof is before I continue. What's the proof? For those of you who have been paying attention, what is the proof that the clock stuff was taken out before the murder? It's the fact that she is drunk. No, that is not true, Orange. I might have to have some of this Laffy Taffy because I still have the this grape one here. And let's see, I flipped it back and there's no joke there. There's no joke at all. Thing that said Maya was in it? The thing that said Maya was in it? What are you talking about? That's not it, Cyan, no. Alright, I'll go ahead and say it. The proof is that Maya and Mia had a conversation over the phone, and Mia told Maya that she took the clockwork and stuff out of it and put a note in there, and she was going to give that to Maya. That's the proof. Pink hair females are ugly. It's like Grumble. I forgot I was reading this, sorry. A good detective better remember he's up for evaluation soon. I gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Nice straight fact. Let's hear the conversation. Beep. So you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could. I should probably tell you the clock isn't talking right now. Huh? It's not working? That's lame. I had to take the clockwork out, sorry. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear the clockwork was already gone by the time this was recorded, which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss Fay, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw that clock before. And what store was it in? I go to so many. Oops, I forgot. Wink. Her face is new. So the witness had seen it before, that makes sense. Does the defendants have any objections? Yes. Okay, now if you guys are remembering, how could she have not seen it before? There you go. Good job, Orange. You remembered. Larry had only made 2. one that isn't here is in police custody. Miss May, I think it's time for you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh, excuse is not on sale today. Oh. Oh, Warg. Now she's truly ugly. Another subscriber, and it doesn't. I don't know why the alert hasn't been showing sometimes. Thank you, Taco Death, for subscribing again with another one of your fake accounts. It was Taco Death. I looked at my phone and it was an email and it says, "Your stream is so boring, has subscribed." So I know it's Taco Death. What's it to you, Porcupine Head? That stupid clock doesn't matter, okay? She did it, and she should die for it. Die! Huh. Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm. Oh. Silly me, grunt. Did I, lose it? As I did, tee-hee wink. Scary. Miss May, let me ask, tell me, how did you know the weapon was a clock? Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? Yes, Your Honor. Let me explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you held it. You had heard about it. The witness had never held the clock in her hand. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct, Your Honor. There's no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof. Well, this is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me the evidence proving that the witness heard the clock. So, what evidence am I showing that proves she heard about the clock? Good job, Cyan. It is indeed the wiretap. You were tapping the victim, Miss Mia Bates' phone, were you not? Objection overruled. Troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. This is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim the witness is tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which it's not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock on the phone? Can you prove that? I think not. Oh yeah, I think I can. It's simple. What? Here's my proof. The proof that the victim said on the phone that the weapon is a clock. I present the defendant's cell phone. Yes, we've seen that. Listen once more to the conversation with the defendant and the victim. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Well, actually, there's something I want you to hold on to for me. Again, what's it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like the statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. Miss April May, you heard the wiretap to listen to this You used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. You are smart like that. The thing from the room. Well, I mean, Orange did technically get it right, too. He just forgot it was called a wiretap. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused to you? The defense demands an answer. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May, shut up, all of you. What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer. It's no fair, all of you ganging up on me like that. Oh, so I'm the bad girl, is that it? Is that it? Wah. That did it. The court's seen the real May now. Now to field to find the blow. Why did you tap her phone? Answer the question. Do I have to? Isn't this a murder trial? Isn't tapping irrelevant? Gosh, she's saying exactly what Ellsworth wants her to say. Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. He's got a point. While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you tapped her phone? Ha, I'd like to see her pull that off. Mr. Lawyer, I saw that evil grin. You were probably thinking I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you? Damn, she's good. Well, you're not the first man who's thought that, and of course, I can and will. You can't be serious, no way. Way, I say, I weigh. Oh, and I assure you that I'm serious, Mr. Lawyer. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 that night. Well, that's just when I was getting to room service from the sweet bellboy. Room service? Iced coffee, I believe it was. Iced coffee, you know? Like normal coffee, but cold. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts and you have regular cold coffee. Iced coffee? Think I'm making this up? Asked the bellboy. Wink. Ergo, the witness was not on the scene at the time of the murder. If only it were that simple. Miss April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. That's her full name, actually. So, where does that leave us? It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case whatsoever. Testimony stands. She saw the defendant, May Faye, commit the murder. No, they're going to let her just walk away? So time is made the murder somehow. Well, what does the defense have to say? Well, come on, think of something. Defendants would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. There's something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Not BFing DF. I think you're sunk quite low enough already. Because I hold that wiretapping had nothing to do with the killing. Okazinta calling the witness. Condition. If Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent. And thereby you must also accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fey. That is my condition. Otherwise Maya Fey will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do now? Accept the condition. Alright, I've got nothing to lose except for, well, everything. Understood, I accept your condition. Fool. You fell right into my trap. On the contrary, you fell into mine. Court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. Certainly does look like a bellboy. Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of the work, sir. I'm happy to be of service. G-set looks rather heavy, so without further ado, witness may begin. Very good. The Uno reverse card. I'm the head bellboy at the fine Gatewater Hotel, in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from their guest, Miss May. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought up to her at 9 o'clock on the dot, sir. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. And I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. Events may begin the right. I'm ready. This is it. If I can't prove Miss May was involved in the murder now, Maya will be finished. I'm going to go ahead and save right here. Bum, 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 bum. What exactly is it that you do at the hotel? Why, anything required of me, sir. I check in guests, check out guests, clean rooms, make beds, even deliver room service. I check Miss May in personally. Are you always so prim? Mr. Wright, you refrain from asking frivolous questions. I believe we received a call after 8 p.m. or in the evening from our guest, Miss May. Are we sure it was Miss May on the phone? Absolutely, sir. How can you be so certain? Checked her in personally. Not only did I see her in all her stunning radiance, but I also heard her voice. Then I saw them, and I remember quite well. Yes, what then? Also Discord. She asked for a nice coffee brought at 9. 9 on the dot, you say? Yes, I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on the TV and wished to drink after she finished her. Precisely 9 then. You're so sure? Miss May was quite insistent that it be brought to them. Oh, bellboy, he. I'd like iced coffee at exactly 9. Something like that, sir. Terrible shenanigans. Dirty bellhop. For sure it was Miss April May herself. Absolutely, sir. Yes, sir, as in so very absolutely, sir. It's an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're so very certain? Well, when I brought the room service, sir, the guest, sir, favored me with an embracer, sir. Embracer, is that the French for embrasser? Sorry, embrasser. It's the French term for embrace. It's French for kiss, sir, but not a French kiss, sir. It's more to peck on the cheek. Why would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor, sir. It's a moment I shall never ever forget, sir. Sounds pretty fishy to me. I think our Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. It's no good. There's nothing here. Is that it? Tis tis. Finally you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, and in decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. The witness may leave the stand. I can't let this happen, can I? Well, wait. Please wait. Yes? Does the evidence have something to add? One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. Now, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, Mr. Wright, I'll give you one more question, that's all. Okay, this is it. My last chance. What do I ask him about? The check-in, the room service, or the bed making? I believe it was the actual room service itself. $18 is the charge, as I recall. I see. $18? Doesn't that seem a bit expensive? Yes, well, iced coffee for two, you know, and we don't skimp on the ice, sir. What did he say? Yep. What did you say? Ah, oh, rather, quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Was someone else staying in Miss May's room? I object. That was objectionable. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you, didn't ask. Nice try. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Ah, yes, quite, indeed. It was the, good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. Oof. There's your other oof. Even Edgeworth himself will say oof. Yep. You fool. I've done it. I've won. Not yet. Miss April May checked into a twin room with a man, correct? Yes, sir. Then, when you brought the room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. We have just learned of another person involved who may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I would hold that it's impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright, is this other person? Simple. It was Miss April May, the man with Miss May, or the bellboy. We don't use the R word here. Oh, Roblox. So the lawyers have been playing Roblox? Boy with months. Dark Litton wants it so badly to be the bellboy. It is indeed the man that was with Miss May. The man who checked in with Miss May. Oof! There it is again. Your Honor, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone, yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. My, what a convenient little setup, but it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it. I'd suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. There's another oof. Don't trust that bellboy there. Upstart, amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. Enough. The court acknowledges the defense argument. I expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes. Your Honor. That is all today for the trial of Maya Fey. Court is adjourned. Yep, the big oof. September 7th, 2:24 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 1. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there. Really? I think I might be your newest fan. Oh, I was just doing my job, you know. Then again, that other attorney was pretty cool too. Huh? That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips. It sent shivers up my spine. If you say so. So, what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well, no, I don't think so. Not yet. Oh, I see. But I got a great lead in today's trial. A lead? That man with Miss May. He's the key. Oh, I get it. What happened to Miss May after... What happened to Miss May after that anyway? I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center now. I may have to go down there later. Anyway, this case is far from closed. Yes, sir. I'm going to find out more about this man. Do you think he was the one who, maybe so. Sis, don't worry. I'll find him by tomorrow, I promise. I'm counting on you. Big oof. Wide eyes, yes, he can see all around him with those. I know, I said wide eyes instead of eyes wide. I asked for a full record of April May's testimony. Thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. But now I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. The victim dodged an attack, then ran to the right. But she was caught and struck. I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. Maya doesn't belong in that detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. Some say special eyes, not me. I have wide eyes. To be continued. To be continued. I said continued. Why? I don't know. Yes, I would like to save. September 7th, 3:11 p.m. Detention Center Visitors Room. Well, hello. I didn't expect anyone to visit me in such a dank place as this. It's really quite moving. Not. You stinking lawyer. I hope you die. Have you come to laugh? Yes, laugh at the fallen Miss Fay. No, not really. There's something I wanted to ask. Unfortunately, there's nothing I want to be asked. Haven't you done enough questioning, you spiky head? Here we go again. Please, you're scaring the security guard. So, what is it you wish to ask me then, For starters, how did you get to be so totally whacked? Sorry, I had to do that. About the man who stayed with you in your hotel room. Can you tell me about him? Where is he? Come on. No way, Jose. Maybe if I had something to get her to talk. Why did you place a wiretap on Mia's phone? Ah, when you say it like that, it sounds so cold, so criminal. Tapping people's phone is a crime, Miss May. Oh, and I suppose you learned that in lawyer school, Creep. This woman is impossible to talk to. Say, why are you so angry? I mean, you don't look like a bad person. Ugh, that does it. Bottom-feeding, scum-sucking lawyer. Bottom? I can tell she does have a thing against lawyers. Or just against me. Hey, guess what? Actually, I really hate your guts, so get lost because, well, I'm not cooperating. Thanks, I noticed. Does she say the same to this? Yep, she does. So I better move. September 7th, Grossberg Law Offices. Huh. Looks like Grossberg is out today again. Maybe he's avoiding me for some reason. I'm pretty sure everybody here could spot two glaringly obvious things wrong with this picture. with this image. Does Miss May have a demon living inside her? Probably. Examine that photo. Okay, I could do that. The carpet. What's this? Old photos? There are 2 laying here. Something's been written in pencil on the backs. DL6 incident, Exhibit A. DL6 incident, Exhibit B. Let's take these a look at these. DL6 Exhibit A. I'm sure I've seen this person somewhere. Perhaps I'll borrow this photo. I'm sure no one will miss it. Just one little photo. That might be a valuable clue. I'll take it for now. It's the chair. Oh no, that was So good job, Cyan. He mentioned the photo and the missing painting. Wait a second, wasn't there a giant painting hanging on that wall? Yeah, it was a painting of a fisherman. Wasn't it? It wasn't a very memorable painting anyhow. Like, it doesn't matter what you say. He'll say the same thing. But yeah, the painting is missing. More mahogany. But yeah, you can't even examine the thing. So... Detective Gumshoe's nowhere in sight. Police really gave the place a working over. I doubt there are any valuable clues left. Suppose it can't hurt to look around, though. His desk, perfectly clean as always. The only thing that's missing is Mia. You couldn't cram more legal books in here if you wanted to. All the case files the sheep worked here. Are there some files missing? Nah, I must be imagining things. Are you imagining things? Old movie poster. Yep. So there's even more here, but it won't let you examine those. You again? Can't you take a hint and stay gone? The only reason why I'm back here is because you won't talk to me. Oh, so it's my fault now. You just don't have spiky hair. You have a spiky heart. That does it. In this case, I'm shaving my head. Any thoughts about this photograph? Who's that? Your mother? Looks like I've just been wasting my time. Yep. That means I have to go pick up the extra one, or the other one. Swap photos. Actually, better yet, I think I need to go to the hotel first. Ah, welcome, sir. Quite the performance today, if I dare say so myself. Oh, thanks. Sorry for putting you on the spot like that. No, not at all, sir. Your effort today can only help the Gatewater's rep, as they say. Huh? Rep? Yes. Our reputation will swell as the hotel where the murder used a wiretap. We can charge her a premium for the room. Of course, it would be great for business, sir. Whoa, Miss May hasn't been charged with murder. I, too, will become famous. The bellboy who brought the murderer iced coffee. Why do I feel like we're both stuck in the same bad dream? So, you are our honored guest. Please let me know if there's anything I could... Miss May. About Miss May. Oh, here. Oh, her? Sir, not to boast, but I knew the moment I saw her. She'd do it, I said. Do what? I'm starting to think the most suspicious person here is this guy. Plant gang. Plant is suspicious. Hey, Plant, prepare for court. You're a witness. That's him, Mr. White. It's about the man who was with Miss May. Ah, yes. He struck me as a real lady killer, if you'll pardon the expression. I knew it from the moment I saw him, sir. He and I are the same ilk. We both carry the scent of danger. There we are, a total agreement, Mr. Psycho Bellboy. If I had a photo of the man, I'm sure I could identify him. Photo, let's do the hotel first. Could you tell me about this hotel? Absolutely. And on that subject, I have an excellent idea, sir. Currently, this hotel is known as the Gatewater. I propose that we add a subtitle. Subtitle. The Gatewater Hotel, Murder Manor. Well, what do you think? Sounds great. Whatever floats your tea. Take a look at this photo. That's him, detective. I'm the lawyer. Oh, I know that. I just wanted to say detective once, you know how it is. No, I don't. Without a doubt, that is the man who checked in with Miss April May. How about I write an affidavit swearing that that's him? An affidavit? This guy is way too excited about him. Yeah, I'll have him write it. Well, sure, why not? Yes, I've always wanted to write an affidavit, sir. From henceforth, I will be known as the bellboy who swore the affidavit. Just hurry up and write it. Can you check that desk? Probably. Describe the man, yep. Not even Miss May can play dumb with this. And of course, the bellboy's affidavit is right there now. Huh? There's still a screwdriver stuck in the drawer. Ah, please leave that as it is, sir. That's the Drawer of Terror, hiding place of the murderer's wiretap. It's set to become one of the most popular attractions here. That guy's serious, I won't believe it. So there you go, I checked it. Check for mahogany if it's in there somewhere. It has something hanging out of it. Yeah, it's still the screwdriver from before. Alright, let's go show her the bellboy's affidavit. Could you have a look at this? What's that? The bellboy's affidavit. It tells us everything he saw, such as the man you checked in with, who was most definitely this guy. Now I'm getting somewhere. Ease her fears, push her hard. Okay, she's vulnerable now, I should be gentle. Miss May, it would be easy for me to hand this affidavit to the police. If they get involved, wouldn't your boss be even more, inconvenienced? All I want to do is have a little chat with him. You won't tell me? Is that all you have to say? Yes. If it's so easy for you to get the police involved, then why don't you? Somehow I think you're not up to it, Show them a little kindness and they jump all over it. That had the opposite effect of what I hoped. Ah, smirk. Poor little lawyer, and you were so close. This isn't working. Piece of papers. Damn it. Bellboy's affidavit. Discard. The man in this photo is the one I want. Why did April... Okay. So now... I come back here, and here's Marvin Grossberg, that old familiar clearing of the throat. Aha, you again. Hello, Mr. Grossberg. Well, you were quite the thing, my boy. Excuse me? The trial. He was there? Reminded me of myself when I was a youth. Mahogany everywhere. I guess something got passed down through Mia. Maybe. It brings back memories, it does. Ah, the days of my youth. Like the scent of fresh lemon, you see. I apologize. It was all a bit too much for me, my boy. Seeing you today, I appreciate the reminiscing, but I'd much rather you gave me some information. Today's trial. So you came to see the trial? Yes, I did. Something was bothering me all last night, you see. I couldn't get a wink of sleep. Really? Why was that? Well, you see, it's just Mia's sister, that poor girl. My boy, I owe you my thanks, truly. I don't know what I would have done if things had gone poorly for the girl. You were that worried about, why didn't you offer to defend her? I asked you before, but why did you refuse her request for defense? I think I have a right to know. Ah, right, Mr. Wright? No, I'm sorry. It's just, I need more time to think about it, my boy. He does seem troubled about it. Maybe I can find something that will inspire him. That painting. The other day, I'm sure there was a big, pretentious-looking painting on the wall. Pretentious-looking? Well, you know, the one I mean. Anyway, where did it go? Ah, yes, well, I got rid of it. Got quite tired of the thing. Really? I sold it, you see? Ugh. Yes, that's right. Sold it? I'm not sure I buy that. Wasn't that painting rather important to you, sir? Something happened. I don't see how that's any of your business. Please, speak no more of that accursed painting. When I was of thy youth, never knew an old man's youth had the scent of fresh lemons. Yeah, well, let's not talk about the lemon party. I didn't. I mumble. Whoops. I meant to hit present and then do this. Excuse me, I was wondering about this photograph. Where did you get that? I borrowed it. Well, give it back at once. Mr. Grossberg, tell me about the man in this photo. He may have been in that hotel room with April May on the night of the murder. Do you know something about him? Anything? Very well. I'll tell you what I know. So he sold the painting that he wouldn't sell? Exactly. Seems legit. However, you didn't hear from me if you follow. I follow. The man is Mr. Red White. He's the president of Blue Corp, hence the red, white, blue. Blue Corp. There's something like a detective agency, right? They're information pros. They sell information, you see, sensitive information. Despite his name, Mr. White has the blackest reputation of any man in this country. Should you run across him, watch what you say. You wouldn't want him digging up any dirt on you. Selling information sounds like blackmail. Can you tell me where the Blue Corp is located? I suppose. Mr. Red White, at last. Finally, a lead on this guy. Even if April May couldn't have done it, he could have. Time to take action. Photograph returned, Mr. Robick. Now I must ask you to leave. I need to think about things alone. Barely even glanced my direction. Alright, let's head on down to Blue Corp. Blue Core. I don't know why I keep emphasizing the P. Blue Core. Far away from the lemon party? Yes. Yes. Red, white of Blue Core. Also known as Flagman. The American Man. What's with the surreal decor? Welcome. Please furnish me with your title of your personage. What the? Your name. What's your name? I was just inquirably asking about the title you go by. Right. Phoenix Wright. Inquirably? Mr. Wright, is it? Right, I see. Splendiferous. Perhaps I have intimidated you with my giantesque vocabulary. What is this guy's problem? I'm Red White, CEO of Blue Core. You know, corporate expansion official. Instead of chief executive officer, he's corporate expansion official. My business dealings bring me into contact with the elite of the elite. So I'm afraid I am not used to conversing with the wordily challenged. What a fruitcake. Let me guess. You are an attorney fresh out of law school, are you not? That's the only explanation for why you would come to meet me like this. What does he mean by that? No matter, so what business does a mighty lawyer have with a man such as myself? Yipes, this guy's arrogance meter is off the scale. Cross-eyed boy needs to learn English. He's not allowed in this chat. First, let me just examine your room. Haven't I seen this somewhere? It's a replica? Ridiculosity. I have no interest in anything but the originals. That right there is a bona fide original, worth 5 million for sure. Impressive lineup of trophies. Judges Special Runner-Up, Best Participation, Judges Cooperation Award, Special Good Try Prize. The words judges and specials kind of stand out. Statue of a man holding up the world. The Blue Corp sign certainly stands out enough. The model for the man is, of course, Mr. White. Truly a work of art, but probably too beautatious for you to appreciate, correct? I think it's a little too beautatious for just about anyone to appreciate. I'm guessing this is supposed to be a desk? My, this is quite the thing. It is modeled on my body, you see. Well, does its sleek roundature not inspire you? I think that's the only things I can examine here. Oh, except here. This is the top floor of a 20-story building. The view is quite presidential. That's one way to say it. Miss May is an employee of Blue Corps, is she not? Correct. She was my secretariat. What a shock it was to hear what she has done. What she has done? You mean the wiretap? Indeed. She is paid to answer phones. Tapping them is not in her job description. She does gather information for us as part of her duties. But I assure you, we do not condone illegal methods. It is ineffable that she would do this. Alright, see you later, Orange. Have a good day. I mean, I'll be ending the stream as soon as I'm done with this case. Sounds like he's trying to turn Miss May into a scapegoat. On the night of the murder, were you in April May's hotel room? Who can say? I seldom pay attention to mundane details such as time and place. My motto is, don't worry, be happy. Still, Mr. White, the hotel bellboy has stated on the record that he does remember you very clearly. No matter. The bellboy could say what he pleases. I still won't talk to you. If you want me to speak, put me on the witness stand. Although I doubt you'd be capable of doing that. He raises a good question, actually. Why didn't the prosecution call him as a witness? He should have seen the same thing as April May. Oh ho ho, the police, the courts. To me they are mere toys, playthings for my amusement. Blue Corps. What kind of company is Blue Corps anyway? Ah, excellent question. We buy and sell various kinds of information. We are a company of the future, you might say. We are the future. Sell information? In just 10 years, I've built this business into the grand office you see now. Ah, in case you were wondering, Blue Corps was named after the color blue. I, Red White of Blue Corps, as founder and CEO, named it so. And why would you ask? And why do you ask? Because I like the color blue, of course. Fantabulistic, is it not? Something that's been bothering me. Yes? What might that be? That big painting on the wall over there. It's gorgeous. I've seen it before. When did you get it? I've seen it before. You know, I've actually seen that painting before. Oh, just yesterday, actually. Your point being? My point is simple. Or rather, my question is simple. Why is that painting hanging on your wall? Mr. Wrong, was it? Right. It appears you do not fully grasp your position here. I ask again, who are you? A lawyer? No, my feeble friend, a mere lawyer. Worth nothing. Zilch, zippo, nada. Just like that sorry excuse for an attorney, Grody Burger. What? Ugh. Oof. Ugh. Ugh. He punched me. Well, Mr. Lawyer, what will you do, eh? Charge me with assault? Charge away, I welcome it, for it is you who will be found guilty. What? Heed my exposition. The police, the courts, they all do my bidding. So you say, but I wonder, is that kind of control really possible? I don't expect you to understand. It is a world beyond your compensation. You came here from Grody Burgers, I presume. Mr. Grossberg's? Yes. Then you must ask him, why is it that this painting of his hangs here? Perhaps then he will tell you. Perhaps he will explain how a man can live life purely for personal profit. Go now, skedaddle. There is nothing more to discuss. Huh? I don't think he's noticed me standing here. Maybe I should clear my throat. Jumping Jehoshaphat! So red white man likes blue and he wears purple. Looks more like he wears pink to me. Jumping Jehoshaphat. Oh, you. What's wrong? You look so pensive, like an old man at the end of his days. I'm not senile yet. I was just thinking about this whole mess. Nothing's really bothering me that much is clear. So you came to see the trial? Yes, I did. Something was bothering me at all. You see, I couldn't get a wink of sleep. Really? What was that? Well, you see, it's just me, a sister, that poor girl. My boy, I owe you my thanks, truly. Didn't we already go through that? Asked before, but I think I have the right to know. In fact, Mr. Wright... No, I'm sorry. So I paid Blue Corps a visit. Oh, I see. Mr. Grossberg, I have to admit something that has been bothering me. Oh, what is it? Well, out with it, my boy. You see, it's just... that big painting. Mr. Mr. Grossberg, sir, there was a giant painting hanging right there the other day, was it not? The one you said you had no intention of parting with? Well, I saw it today. It was in the CEO's office of Blue Corps, Red White's office. So, you noticed. I suppose I should have guessed you would. It is a large painting. Mr. Groberg, I know you and Mr. White are connected somehow. Connected, you say? Yes, and I know that what it is. He's blackmailing your lovers. Your lovers. Oh, that is funny. That would be funny. He's blackmailing you. Mr. White has something on you, doesn't he? Blackmail? That painting is a fairly gaudy proof. Very well. This may be the chance I've been waiting for. Maybe it's time to get this off my chest so I can finally rest easy again. After all, you were Mia's understudy. Perhaps it was fate? You two are lovers. Now kiss. What's he talking about? Red White is a man who makes his living through intimidation. Blue Corps is a company that excels in finding people's weaknesses. I'm afraid I've been paying them for 15 years now. 15 years. All because of the DL6 incident, as you may have guessed. The name on the back of these photographs. As is expected, I could not stand a defense of Maya because of this. White would have destroyed me if I did. So that's the connection. It is hard for me to tell you this, my boy, but arresting Red White will be nigh on impossible. Impossible? Why? He has information on everyone. It gives him an iron grip. He owns judges, attorneys, prosecutors, police, and politicians. What? They are bound, unable to do harm to themselves, and therefore to him. Don't look at me like that. What you see is nothing more than the weight of many years. What is the DL6 incident? DL6 is nothing more than a sorting code the police gave the case. It was 15 years ago now. I received a request from a medium, a spirit medium. Medium? Her name was Misty Fay. Fay! Indeed. She was Mia's mother. She had been investigating a murder at the bequest of the police. And she failed. And she failed. As a result, the police called her a fraud. This is what Maya was talking about the other day. I did all I could for her, and in the end, I cleared her wrongdoing. Of wrongdoing. That murder case, however, remains unsolved to this day. That case is the DL6 incident. Reason for blackmail. But why were you blackmailed over this, Mr. Grossberg? The DL6 incident was a top secret at the time. It made sense that police didn't want people to know that they were using a medium. They couldn't let people know. But one person found out. I told him. You told White? He offered me riches. It is an embarrassment to me now. Because I talked, the police were mocked far and wide. In secret, they began looking for the one who sold them out. Of course, White heard about it, and he came to me. Only this time, the offer was blackmail. I see. White controls the law of this country as he sees fit. Yet if you would still challenge him, have a close look at Mia's office. Mia's office? She followed his every move for years. She may have recorded something of what she found. Thank you so much, Mr. Grossberg. It's funny, looking at this room, it seems so normal. Hard to imagine a murder took place here. Mr. Grossberg said there should be, or would be, clues. Huh. Maybe I should have another look. Case the chief ever worked are all files here. They're in alphabetical order. Let's take a look. Which file should I look at? I'm looking for DL incident. Catches I, B, C, F. I have tarnished the Fey name, leaving only these words, my mother vanished. I was determined to find the ones who had made her my mother, blame herself in this way. Using the power that runs in my family, I held an audience with the dead. Finally, the names of two men surfaced. One was Marvin Grossberg, a lawyer who sold my mother's information for riches. The other was the man who sold the information to the press, this parasite who makes his fortune on threats and corrosion. His name is... the record stops there. So Mia knew Grossberg. And of course she did. J through S. Let's see. J through S. Nothing much here. Maybe I'll just skim through some of it. Skim. No, no harm flipping through. These parts here in the S are suicide. Ew. It's written on most of these in pencil. White? This is the Mia's handwriting. Wait, I get it. Mia thought he was involved in these suicides. What drove them all to? I can use these newspaper clippings. Let's find the one the most disturbing one. Article about politician's suicide. The word white is written in pencil on the top. Oh, white. The entire W section is missing. Was it taken? That is indeed the case. Found this in Mia's files, so she was investigating Red White as I expected. Well, if you wanted to challenge him, you could present this in court. Not a bad idea. Apparently Miss May is in questioning. I doubt they'll let me talk to her today. Didn't mean to examine. Move. Well, aren't you persistent? Sorry, but there's something I have to ask you, Mr. Lawyer. I really hate having to repeat myself, but it seems the message has not yet penetrated your thick skull. Stop bothering me. If you try my patience further, I fear a nasty accident may occur. Do I make myself clear? Transparent. Eyes, my nose, my mouth. Of course I jest. I need to restrain my mirth, my friend. I'm going to judge my cosmopolitan sense of humor. I would not think less of you. See this? It's an article describing the suicide of a politician. He was embezzling secret government funds. Then one day word got leaked to the press. The very next day he took his own life. And this concerns me how? I found this article in Mia's office. Miss Mia, she had a file filled with articles like this. Every one of them was labeled with a single word. White. Mr. White, I know what you did to this politician. You bribed him, you spied on him, you blackmailed him. You were blackmailing him. Blackmail, not just him either. You were threatening and coercing hundreds of others. You were involved in all of the suicide cases that Mia investigated. This company is built on blackmail. I'm right, aren't I? What a bizarre accusation. Mr. Wrong, what is it that you should be doing now? Investigating me? No, no, no. I think not. You should be searching for the one who killed Miss Mia. Secretary's office. Hello, Mr. Wrong. We'll be leaving now. Yes, yes, sir. I'll send someone right away. Wait a second, Mr. Wright. You're wrong. Excuse me? What I should be doing now is going after you. Just what are you insinuating? Mia was onto you. She was keeping tabs. For this reason, you had April May tapping her phone. Then Mia was murdered, and all the documents about you mysteriously disappeared. So the culprit could be... Even a child could work it out, Mr. Wright. You did it. We won't be needing an escort for Mr. Wrong. Instead, please connect me to the public prosecutor's office. Of course, sir. One moment. White, that you? What are you doing calling me at a time like this? Hello, Chief Prosecutor. I've changed my mind. I want to testify tomorrow. What's this about? The Mia Fey case. I witnessed the murder, you see. And thus, as a very important witness, I would like to testify. What? Why now? I thought you said you didn't want to go to court. Quietude. I told you I changed my mind, didn't I? Oh, and one other thing. Send the police over here right away. The man is standing right in front of me. He looks dazed, but could be violent. What? What man? Are you been listening? The executioner, the hatchet man, the liquidator, the killer man. What? Mr. White, this isn't one of those. Chief Prosecutor, I do not believe you are in the position to freely offer your opinions to me, correct? I'm telling you to send the police now. Did I not tell you, Mr. Wrong? You are a mere lawyer, as was Miss Mia. How dare you? I'll point the finger at you, and you will be tried as Miss Mia's killer. The case is as good as settled. No lawyer of any worth will defend you. I have friends in the local lawyers association, you see. You'll be giving a lawyer so stupendously inept that they will make even you look competent, excuse me. I feel faint. Detective Gumshoe reporting, sir. Ah, Butts. Harry Butts. Right, actually, Phoenix Wright, and my friend's name is Larry. Oh, right. Sorry, pal. Butts was that murderer, right? Detective Gumshoe, I present you the man who killed Miss Mia Fey. What? Take this despicable human being into custody. Farewell, Mr. Wrong. And of course, that's how it goes. Using my initials in a murder game. The DL incident, right? Oh, they're on to you. Crap, I better run. Oh no, he stole all the water cases. Examine the police guy. You loved him. Oh man, I can't believe it's only been a day since the first trial. My trial begins tomorrow. White's going to set a trap for me, and the prosecution will be in on it, of course, Edgeworth included. An attorney was assigned to me by the state yesterday. I refused. I had an idea. Right, Mr. Wright. Oh, Maya, great. They let you out of detention. Just now, yes. It's all thanks to you. Now I'm afraid we switched places. Even though it doesn't look like they switched places. What? You mean you? I explained what happened to Maya. I don't believe it. How many people does that man need to destroy before he's satisfied? My mother, my sister, and now you. This has gone too far. Mr. Wright, please tell me, is there anything I could do? Well, help me break out of here. Cheer me on in court? Defend me in court? Well, you could cheer for me in court. Cheer for you? You mean like a cheerleader? Huh? Yeah, like that. Alright, leave it to me. Huh? I better go get a uniform and some pom-poms. Wait. What? I'm kidding, it was a joke. No way. No, really, I was kidding. But thanks, it's good to know you're on my side. There really isn't anything you could do for me anyway. But I can't just sit here and do nothing. Yeah, that's basically it. Just sit here and do anything. I've got to give that man a piece of my mind. Just a piece? Okay then. Come to the trial tomorrow. Okay, I'll be there. I'll show them a thing or two. Or 3, or 4, or 5. Or 10. Or 1,375,862. Ouch. Times may change, yet with crime it's the same old story. Same old story. In fact, it's gotten worse. Lengthy court proceedings. Okay, I need to do something. I didn't even know my door was open this entire time. That fan was blowing directly on me. It was going straight down to my feet. It was like, no wonder my toes were cold. Beginning a few years ago, a limit of 3 days was put on initial court trials. Almost all finish in a day, most with a guilty verdict. I never thought I would end up in the defendant's chair myself for this case. With the true culprit appearing as the star witness, this is it. Tomorrow it's me or him. Yep, the ultimate bout. The ultimate dance. And of course, save. Do 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 do. Well, I guess this is it. Yeah. One way or another, this case gets decided today. Give me just a second. It'll be you wrong, or right? It decided to, Phoenix, look. Prosecutor Edgeworth? I received a call from the Chief Prosecutor's office yesterday. I was told that whatever Mr. White says today, it will be the absolute truth. No matter how you try to attack his testimony, if I raise an objection, I have it on good faith that the judge will listen to me. What does White have that on the judge in his pocket too? Wait, does White have the judge in his pocket too? So you're saying I'm going to be guilty, end of story. I will do anything to get my verdict, Mr. Wright, anything. Why? Why? How can you torment an innocent person like this? Innocent? How can we know that? The guilty will always lie to avoid being found out. There's no way to tell who is guilty and who is innocent. All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. So I make that my policy. Edgeworth, you've changed. Phoenix, you know him? Don't expect any special treatment, right? For Phoenix Wright. Phoenix. Well, court will be starting soon. What? But wait, your defense attorney isn't here yet. They're not. I'll be defending myself. What? Okay, let's do this. Yep, he's defending himself. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, are you sure you're up to doing this? Yes, Your Honor, I will be defending myself. Understood. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. As the details of the event are already quite clear to the court, today we will hear the testimony of the witness to the defendant's crime. I shall prove me right, exactly. I see, the prosecution may call its witness. The trial went far too smoothly. Why didn't the judge ask Edgeworth why his witness didn't testify before? It's like he already knows why. If anyone's going to raise an objection about this, I suppose it's me. Mr. Ed, why didn't this witness testify in the trial against Miss Maya Fey? I'm ever so sorry. Mr. White is a busy man, and besides, at the time, I thought that Miss May's opinion was all that would be needed. Again, my sincerest apologies to the court. Excellent, Mr. Edgeworth. I appreciate your demeanor. Great, he gets to show off and I get nowhere. I would like to call Mr. Red White to the stand. Please state your full name. You wish to know the title of my personage? Your name. Yes, that is what I said. Oh dear, do my locutions confuse? Name. These two are great together. My name is Red White, but my friends call me Blanco Nino. Blanco Nino? I know Nino, but I don't know Nino. Show off to the court my fancy everything. I am the CEO, or to use a more common term, the president of Blue Corps. Do you know the victim, Miss Mia Fey? Or did you know the victim? That would be a negatory. No, I did not. You were at the Gatewater Hotel the night of the murder? Correct. And you witnessed the murder from there? Ahem. Why tell you what you already know? Very well, Mr. White, you may begin your testimony. If I can rip this guy's testimony apart, if I can't, I'm done for. White boy in Spanish, basically. That's why I said Nino is boy, but not Nino. There was no tilde over the N for Nino. That's why I was like, I don't know what this Nino is, but I know Nino is boy. And also, it wouldn't be Blanco Nino, it would be Nino Blanco. Adjectives always go after the noun in Spanish. So he would have been called Nino Blanco, not Blanco Nino. I always feel like it's the end of the world and I'm the last man standing. Ho ho ho. Here we go. Red White's testimony. I hope you've made your peace with God, Mr. Lawyer. Let him have it, Phoenix. And she's just right there. Witness's account. Let's see. It was about 9 o'clock, I believe, or 9. I was quietly perusifying, or that's reading to you, some papers by the window. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking a woman with long hair. Needless to say, that man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. I called Miss May over at once. She, too, was flabbergasted, of course. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Finally, there was a terrible impaction. Then it was all over. Things occurred as you say, then I'm afraid the defendant is guilty. Very well, defendant, Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Let's see, it was about 9, I believe. How do you know what the time was? Because I'm always absolutely perfect, you know. No, you're not getting away with that. You are so mistrusting, Mr. Lawyer. So, what was the proper term for secretary again? Anyway, Miss May ordered room service for 9 o'clock. It happened soon after the room service arrived. That's what Miss May said too. True, the bellboy who brought the coffee saw Miss May. But he testified that he did not see you at the time. Ahem, this is your concern? Silly lawyer, Miss May received the coffee outside the room. Of course he could not see me. He would need X-ray vision to pull off something like that. Tell us, what were you doing at the time? I was quietly perusifying or reading. I highly doubt that. By the window, you mean the one directly across from the Fay & Co. Law offices. Correct. That is the only window you see. And there you were reading papers? Correct. The Gatewater is a businessman's hotel, and I'm a busy man who had business to do. Then I heard a bedlam coming from outside. A bedlam? It must have been when you attacked, I assume. We see. Continue. We see instead of I see. That's right, I should know. You're in Spanish 4? I took up to Spanish 3, and that's about it for me. Surprised, I turned to look at the building across the way. So you were reading your papers until you heard that sound. But of course, I am no snoop, peeping out of windows at night. No snoop, yeah right, you've made a career of snooping. It was then I saw him, a spiky-haired man attacking the woman with long hair. Spiky-haired? That's all he said. Needless to say, the man was none other than you, Mr. Lawyer. What you just said directly conflicts with Miss May's testimony. Miss May clearly stated that an assailant looked like a girl. I've always been proud of my eyesight, Mr. Lawyer. Just what is your eyesight? Counting both eyes, 40. 40, don't add them together. I think the witness is trying to say his eyesight is good. Hey, whose side is this judge on anyway? And what did you do then? I called Miss May over at once. She too was flabbergasted or whatever. What was Miss May doing at the time? She was just finished watching a soap opera on the TV and was weeping openly. Did you know that she had been tapping the Fay office phone? Irrelevant. That was nothing to do with the case at hand. I care not. I will answer the lawyer's bold inquiry. Miss May was acting alone when she tapped the phone to Miss May, this Fay woman. You make a good politician, Mr. Wright. Oh, I know. After all, I am El Presidente. Please continue. The victim, she ran away, but you gave chase. Smarty boy, or Ni tilde in O. Oh, Nino, yeah. Tilde N, okay. Could you be a little more detailed about that? I think it's worth knowing exactly what happened. Of course, comprende. I understand. The victim was attacked, by you and ran to the left. You gave chase and struck her down. Are you sure? As you know, I am always positively perfect. Perhaps you could change your testimony to reflect this new detail. The victim ran to the left and you gave chase. So, what do we do now? For those who are still here paying attention. There is something that we need to present. So the American can speak le Spanish. What bit of evidence am I going to present here? well, Cyan? Something with files. I mean, that's obvious. But what I'm going to do is what are the options? These are all the options here. There's attorney's badge, Mia's autopsy report, Maya's cell phone, glass shards, the thinker, wiretap, receipt, May's testimony, and floor plans. I feel like Wright backed in a corner. Pressure is not okay. Why does the glass look suspicious? The broken glass? Okay, so... the floor plan, maybe? Close. It's not quite the floor plan. So the answer was May's testimony, because it said she said the victim dodged an attack and ran to the right, but she was caught and struck. Whereas Red White is saying she ran to the left. So one said to the left, the other said to the right. You knew it was the plant. Wait right there. Mr. White, you've dug your own grave. What is this? You said the victim ran to the left, but that directly contradicts Miss May's testimony. She clearly stated the victim ran right. Oh, ho, it is simple. You have misheard her. I think not. Look at the floor plans. The killer was here, and the victim was here. If the victim ran to the left, as you claim she did, she would have been running directly away from the door. She would have been running into a dead end. Didn't you find that odd? Look at that ugly face. He's just, I don't know. I thought it was right. I thought right it was. I thought right was it. Very strange. I did see her run to the left. I did. Phoenix, look at his face. I don't think he's lying about this one. True, maybe he really did see the victim run left. So he did witness the killing? Wait a second. Mr. Wright, yes, Your Honor. Miss May says right, and Wright says left. Can you, White says left. Can you explain this contradiction to the court? Mr. White is right, Miss May is right, or they both are right? What do you guys think the answer is? The man in pink cannot English right. So Mr. White is right, Miss May is right, or both are right? She clearly split in two, went both ways. So is that really your answer, Cyan? Your answer is both are right? No, the funny thing is that both are right is the correct answer. They are both telling the truth. Both witnesses are telling the truth for once. Ha, I doubt it. Or rather, that does not clear up the contradiction. There is one scenario that would explain their conflicting accounts. What? Obviously, the witness was not viewing the crime from the hotel. Mr. Wright, what do you mean? Yes, what do you mean? He was not viewing the crime from the hotel. You're dumb, but you made a smart choice. If he was not in the hotel, where could he have been? In the law offices of Fay & Co., of course. Because he was the one committing the murder. More specifically, he was standing right here. Time to show the court where the Mr. Wright was standing. This is where he was. Look, when the victim ran for the door, if he was watching from this point, to him it would appear she ran to the left. Please, this is no time for jokes and ill taste. That is where the killer was standing. Nice deduction, Miles. Alright, Dark Linton. Order, I will have order. Anyone disturbing the order of this courtroom will be held in contempt. Mr. Wright, what are you suggesting? Rapscallion. The postulations of the defense are a distortion of the truth, Your Honor. Indeed, they do seem to be a bit far-fetched. Ho. You provided us with so much entertainment, Mr. Lawyer. What now? He's laughing? The hilarity of the moment made me remember something. It appears I have been unclear, and for this I apologize. For Your Honor, Mr. Your Honor, might I be allowed to testify once more? Very well, let's hear your revised testimony. Good luck, you can't fix a broken testimony, buddy. Miss May's testimony was correct, and as was mine. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and then you hit her, savagely. That is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. That is what Miss May saw. You see, you hit her twice. Don't you remember, Mr. Lawyer? As if. The victim he is. It does seem to make sense. Will you cross-examine? You bet I will. I mean, yes, Your Honor. It's like, you bet I mean, yes. Of course. When you assaulted the girl, she first ran to the left, and then you hit her, savagely. That is what I saw. Next, with the last of her strength, she ran to the right. You chased her and delivered the final blow. So I believe here is where I have to provide the autopsy report. She may have lived, but that doesn't mean she would have, she wouldn't have, like, gotten up and ran again. Mr. White. The victim died from a single blow. Yep. What do you have to say to that? Erp. See, he's got the burps, too. He's also saying erp. Of course, I mean, yes, Your Honor. Yeah. Now's my chance to hit him where it counts. Mr. White, wasn't it... I didn't read all that. Oh, I just noticed that the battery was getting low on this. Refrain from using the phrase from... I will refrain from using the phrase from now on. Thought there was a way to view past messages, but I guess not. Your Honor, if you would ask the witness for a new testimony. The witness is obviously confused, Your Honor. I would like to request a 10-minute break. Yes, quite. The witness is confused because he's lying. I emphatically request that there will be no break, Your Honor. Yeah, we need justice. Don't let him get away. Even the people are on my side. Now's my chance to hit him with facts. Very well. If the witness would care to revise his testimony, the crowd's on my side. No slipping out of this one now, White. Mr. White? Okay. 2 accounts. Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. Then, the next moment, I saw Miss Mia run to the left. The killer, you, attacked her, but she dodged. And then she turned and ran for the door. Then you did her in with a single blow. Thwap. Thwap indeed. Very well, you may begin. Mr. Your Honor, my stomach. You see it is hurting. Deal with it. This is almost over. Deal with your stomach. It's almost over. Well, see, I looked at the other window when I heard that thing fall. You heard that thing fall? What exactly was that thing? Huh? Oh, that, the glass nightstand. Right. The one that had fallen over at the scene. Phoenix, doesn't something about that strike you as odd? Yeah, very odd. Yeah, that is odd. I'll press further. Mr. White. Huh? What? You're saying you saw the glass light stand? I almost said nightstand. Yes? Then change your testimony to reflect that. Sorry, my bad. Witness will revise his testimony. Okay, of course. A light stand was lying on the floor when I looked up, or when I looked. This is where we present the floor plans, because if you look at the floor plan, the nightstand was actually out of the field of vision. So there's no way he could see the light stand. Mr. White, it was impossible for you to have seen the glass stand. What? Look at this. These are the floor plans to the scene of murder, yes? You noticed that? Okay, I should have stopped and asked first so you could have given me the answer. Correct, Your Honor. Now look. If you were to look through the window at the office, this is the area you would be able to see. Here. Well, note that the stand is not within the visible area. Well, Mr. White, what do you have to say to that? Right, ridiculosity. Mr. White, if you were in the Gatewater Hotel as you claim, you could have not have seen the stand before it fell over. In fact, you wouldn't have been able to see it after it fell either. There's no way you could have recognized the broken shards as a glass light stand. So when did you see the stand, Mr. Wright? It must have been the moment that it fell. And the only place you could have seen it from is inside the Fey Law offices. In other words, you were at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Gah! Mr. White? Mr. White, you did it, didn't you? Mr. Your Honor, I, Miss Mia... He's like, I, Miss Mia. I'm like, I think he's confused. Looks like we're about to get our verdict. That's far enough, Phoenix Wright. What? Ugh, I forgot about Edgeworth. Mr. White, I think the time has come. Shouldn't you confess your crime now, What? I said you should confess your crime, ergo, confess that you placed the wiretap. The wiretap? Order, order. Mr. Edgeworth, explain to this court what you mean by this. Distinguished members of the court, Mr. White is slightly confused. Allow me to explain. I really don't like where this is headed. As you know, Mr. White is the CEO of Blue Corp. He ordered his secretary, Miss April May, to tap the law offices of Miss Fay. What does that have to do... Your Honor, the question is, when was the wiretap placed in the office and by who? No, you wouldn't. Mr. White, in order to place the wiretap, you entered the Miss Fay's office. Am I correct? Correct. You are most correct, Miles. Give me a break. Yes, in order to place the wiretap, I breached the Fay & Co. law offices. That is when I saw the accursed light stand. Now I'm confused. Please explain to the court what all this means, Miss Edgeworth. Gladly, Your Honor. Mr. Phoenix Wright has made the position quite clear. He has determined that Mr. White knew the glass stand was in the office. He has shown that there was only one time Mr. White could have seen the stand, at the very moment of the murder. Thus, Mr. Wright would like you to believe that Mr. White was the murderer. I see. However, it is a fact that Mr. White had been to that office well before the murder took place. When he went to the place, when he went to place the wiretap, he could have seen the glass light stand then. Ergo, Mr. Phoenix Wright's theory is revealed for the baseless conjecture it is. Not quite. Mr. White, you will testify the court about this wiretapping. Ahem, leave it to me. I feel faint. The wiretapping. It was at the beginning of September, the week before the murder. But not when it fell. That is true, but at this point we're just having to prove that he could not have seen the glass light stand before September, the week before the murder. I had entered the White Veil offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. That is when I saw the glass light stand. So you saw the stand before the night of the incident, and this is how you were able to identify that the fallen over. By what had fallen over? By the sound? Correct. That is right. I see. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine. God, what am I supposed to do now? Good luck, Phoenix. It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. Do you have proof? Miss April May knew the details of Miss Faye's phone conversation. This proves that the wiretap was placed before the murder. Huh, right. Enter the Faye locale. Was it really you that went to the office, or was it Miss May? Unidentified fingerprints several days old were found at the Faye locale. Those are obviously Mr. White's. If I knew Edgeworth, he's already run a check on those prints. Now, Mr. White, tell us you went to the Faye & Co. law offices. Of course, I had done so to place the wiretap. Why did you tap me as phone? This has no bearing on the current case, Your Honor. Blue Corp is a detective agency of sorts. We have a responsibility to protect client confidentiality. That is when I saw the glass light stand. Why did you notice something as innocuous as a light stand? The light stand was made entirely out of glass. It was quite stylish, so I guess I made a lasting impression on me. Such a beauticious thing deserves attention, does it not? That is all. It's the beginning of September, the week before the murder. So what do you think we're going to have to present? Attorney's badge, Mia's autopsy report, Maya's cell phone, glass shards, thinker, wiretap, receipt, May testimony, or floor plans. It is not the phone or the testimony. It is this, the receipt. A department store receipt with the letters written in blood on the back. And of course, I put it at the wrong point. It was at the wrong point. Sorry. Hold on. I forgot I had to go through this first. Never give up, Phoenix. Mia? Did he just faint? He just fainted. Where am I? The waiting lobby? What happened? Oh, right. I lost the trial. I was hallucinating. Ah, you're finally awake. Gak! He fainted again. Hey, Phoenix! Gak? That's no way to greet an old friend. Phoenix, I want you to look at me. You're Maya? Didn't you know that Fey women have a strong psychic powers? When you accepted your defeat in court, it appears that was enough of a shock to awaken Maya's true powers. So, Maya is channeling you, Mia? That's right. I am Maya, but I'm also Mia. Now, I want you to listen to me, Phoenix. Maya never gave up. You can't either. That's what I came here to tell you. But, we don't have much time, Phoenix. Now listen. You've already won. Huh? You have that receipt in the court record, right? Oh yeah, the one you wrote Maya on. Phoenix, Wright wrote that, not me. Wright wrote that. Or White wrote that. I don't know, I keep saying Wright. Oh lord, Maya is Mia isn't right. Yeah, you'll see it a lot. So, what do I do with it? Look at the front of the receipt. The front? It's a regular receipt. Looks like it's from a famous department store. $1,000. Wow, a big spender. Item, glass light stand. Date of purchase, September 4th. September 4th. That's right, Phoenix. I bought the stand the day before I was killed. Whoa. Now, what did Mr. White say in his testimony? It was the beginning of September, the week before the murder. See, that's what I was trying to do, but I was ahead of myself. He said he saw the stand the week before the murder. There you go. I think the court is about to reconvene. Go do it, Phoenix. You know you're innocent now. You just have to prove it. Right. September 9th. 1:16 p.m. Court will now reconvene of the trial, Mr. Wright. Defendant, rather, are you alright, Mr. Wright? Yes, sorry, Your Honor. I'm fine now. Then, let's start where we left off. Your Honor, there is nothing to go back to. The cross-examination of Mr. White is finished, and all that is required now is for you to pass judgment on the defendant, Ms. Phoenix Wright. Your Honor, please give me one more chance. I promise you this is the last time I'll ask you. But as Mr. Etherwood noted, the trial is more or less finished. Mr. Etherwood, do you have an opinion on this matter? I say, let us give Mr. Phoenix Wright his last chance. Very well. You may begin your cross-examination. Now I can pin it there. There we go. Look closely at this. See the word Maya written in blood? You're grasping. I think not. Look at the other side of the receipt. The other side? Your Honor, would you tell me the court what is written on the other side of that receipt? Well, a glass light stand. And the date of purchase? Why, that's the day before the murder. You see, Mr. White, when you allegedly entered the Fay & Co. law offices at the beginning of September, the stand could not have been there. Gah! Well, Mr. White, can't get out of this one, can you? No, it's impossible. Uh-oh, he's losing it. Well, Your Honor, I understand that there must be quite a bit of pressure on you. But I think you'll all agree you can't judge me guilty under these circumstances. Very well. Then, that is all for the trial of... Objection! And of course, he's got his one final trick. Not so fast, Phoenix Wright. Eh? What? No way he can worm his way out of this one. Oh wait, I forgot it's Edgeworth. There's a certain thread of logic to the defendant's claims. However, there is no concrete proof that Phoenix Wright is innocent. Ergo, it would like to request one more day before Phoenix Wright is granted his freedom. I need time to make one more inquiry into this matter. Another inquiry? This isn't going to be another one of those updated autopsy reports. This guy just makes up evidence as he pleases. This is bad. Mr. White's guilt is obvious. There is no need to prolong this trial any further. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? If anyone is going to call Mr. White to trial, it would be me, the prosecution. I need a day to ascertain whether these new claims have any basis in factual evidence. I see. Objection denied. What? The completion of the trial of Mr. Phoenix Wright will be postponed until tomorrow. No, there's no telling what will happen if I can't end this now. Edgeworth is sure to come up with, or just make up, something. And after Mia showed up, will help me and all. Your Honor, may I go home? Of course. Thank you for your time. God. The witness will stay. Mia? Phoenix, read this note out loud. Mia, what's this? Memo received from Mia. A list of people's names in Mia's handwriting. Your Honor, if I may. You're quite persistent today, Mr. White. You bet I am. My life is on writing on the line. I have something I would like to read to the court. The memo Mia had given me was a list of names. Many of them sounded strangely familiar. People in finance, famous celebrities. That's when it happened. So stop! Desist! Halt! Please stop! Make him stop! How? How did you get that list? Mr. White, admit your guilt right here, right now. Or else this list will be released to the press. I confess. I confess. I did. I hit her. I hit Miss Mia with the thinker. Case closed, Your Honor. Well, I see no reason to continue this trial. Mr. Wright, yes, Your Honor. You've done it again. That was quite a spirited defense. Yes, Your Honor. I guess you could say that, if only you knew how spirited it was. Well, this court finds the defense, rather the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty. That is all. Court is adjourned. Adjourned. I don't know why I keep saying adjourned instead of adjourned. Alright, it's like, oh look, I won, yay. Well, I never thought I'd be saying this again. But congratulations, you're lucky I was born a Fae. I'm lucky I had both you and Maya on my side. I'm glad you made it. Thank you, Phoenix. You were still to help me and Maya. I won't forget it as long as I live. As long as you live. My time here's running out. Huh? Maya's powers are still weak. I can't stay here that long. What? No, there's still so much to say. Don't worry. I'm sure we'll meet again. Chief! I'm not the chief anymore. Phoenix, can you come to the office tonight, say 9 p.m.? The office? I'll see you later. Chief, Mia! Well, alright. Being here, it's hard not to think about that night. You came! Mia? I was kind of worried you might not. Huh? Of course I came. Well then. I'm pretty hungry. How about a burger? Mia? You should see your face. Mia! What are you talking about? It's me, Maya. Maya? What? Did I look like my sister? Look like you were her. I might be able to use that. Oh, Phoenix, go to the store and buy me lunch, would you? Maya, why are you here? Because of this. See, Mia wrote me a letter. Take care of Phoenix for me. Take care of? Huh? She means the office, this office. Someone has to help with the new Wright & Co. law offices, right? And who better but me, Maya Faye, reporting for duty. Wait, no, on second thought, let's make this casual. Yo, Nick. Maya here, ready to get down to business. You don't mind me calling you Nick, do you? It's a great name. Mia said that's what your friend Larry calls you. Nick. You know what this means? We're partners. You know, when I think about it, it is Maya's fault I'm here now. But, if it wasn't for her, I'd probably be in jail. Wright & Co. law offices, it's got a good ring to it. Yeah. Thanks, Maya. Thanks, Maya. Good luck, Phoenix. I'll always be here, watching. Casual. Hey, Nick, how's it going? Right, okay, Nick, let's do it. Huh? Do what? Burgers, dummy, burgers. There's a great burger joint just down the street. Come on, time's a-wasting. Okay, wait up. Thanks, Mayo. Saving, don't turn off the system. So it actually took a little bit longer than I anticipated for this one. So it took, no, I was actually right. It took about 2 hours almost. Cause like I started at 3:15. Oh no, it took way longer than that. It started at 3:15. The first thing was only about like 45 minutes. So at about 4 is when I started this one, and that took 2 hours and 45 minutes. So this was actually a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. But so this is where I'm going to leave it off. When I next play, I will continue with the Turnabout Samurai, which is actually one of my favorites. I actually really like this one. So yeah. So with that, I bid everybody a good night. I know it's only 6:50. It's not even 7 o'clock for me. But I do have something that I need to do tomorrow. Stream says about 3 hours. Yeah. Well, it's more 3.5 hours. It's going to be 4 hours if it got around to 7:15. But anyway, so thanks again, everybody, and I guess specifically Cyan for being here just about almost the entire time. You were definitely here for quite a long time. But yeah, thanks again, everybody. I'll see everybody in tomorrow's stream. Tomorrow, I may do some more